I think for the same reasons that the Texas-style law was challenged in the courts and is still being litigated, this bill will be challenged.
Well, those constitutional concerns have come to fruition moments after Governor Brad Little signed the Immigration Cooperation and Enforcement Act into law at 9:10 this morning. The ACLU announced it was filing a class action lawsuit against Idaho's Attorney General and 13 county prosecutors across Idaho. They filed this lawsuit on behalf of a farm worker advocacy group, a nonprofit law firm, and 5 anonymous non-citizens. House Bill 83, as it used to be called, is a combination of 2 bills from this session. Basically a compromise to be more cooperative with the federal government instead of taking over some of its duties, because after all, immigration is a Fed thing. However, it gives local law enforcement the authority to check for immigration status of someone accused of a crime. Not just in a traffic stop, it has to be something of, well, serious content, but they can then share that information with ICE. Being undocumented in Idaho would be a misdemeanor under this law. Re-entry would be a felony. And it creates a new crime of trafficking a dangerous alien. And instead of deportation, Idaho would then just transport an undocumented person to a federal detention facility. The lawsuit claims the law, which went into effect immediately this morning, is unconstitutional, overstepping a state's role by stepping into something that is supposed to be the purview of the federal government, and it violates the Commerce Clause by restricting movement of people and commerce between states. Oh, and they say it's also vague. There are similar lawsuits over similar laws in other states like Texas, Iowa, and Oklahoma. All of them have injunctions in place preventing the enforcement of them. Those behind this lawsuit claim House Bill 83 won't make anyone safer, since non-citizens were already subject to deportation if they were convicted of a crime. However, this law can be applied, quote, when a person is detained or investigated for suspected commission of a crime.
What this new law does, it encourages state and local law enforcement to intervene in immigration enforcement when a person is accused of a crime but not necessarily convicted. This, by definition, means that it is not targeting criminals.
Just targeting those accused or suspected of a crime. Ruby went on to say it's clear this bill is racially motivated, clearly targeting the Latino community in Idaho.
Lawmakers are aware this will only affect people who do not appear to be white. They openly admitted it.
Well, at least one of them did. Remember when this was being debated a couple weeks ago in the Senate, and Senator Brandon Shippey wanted to be sure this law wouldn't be applied to certain religious groups who are anti-government. Therefore, they don't really have any government documents.
How would they differentiate, I guess, in these situations? These people are as white as I am. I don't know if that. So I don't know. Hopefully.
Could barely get through that. Remember that? Well, we did reach out to Governor Little today to ask him about signing this bill, but we were told he was not available. It's likely because he's in Sun Valley for the World Cup skiing event. His office sent us a statement, though, that just says House Bill 83 is consistent with his executive order earlier this year to crack down on illegal immigration. He did make a couple of references to President Trump in here and something about deporting those who pose the greatest danger to our citizens. Well, in addition to filing the lawsuit, lawyers asked for an emergency temporary restraining order, something that could be decided today to keep it from being enforced, and an injunction to keep it from being enforced longer than 14 days. Well, that hearing is coming up in 2 weeks. There's also a rally in opposition of this law that's scheduled for this Sunday afternoon at 2 on the State House steps.